In this video, we're going to look at a new method of mounting the drive motors on the JackBord. This is a low-rider drive, and for more information, go to jb.works and just enter the TMT code shown at the search prompt and search. This is the robot here, and as you can see, instead of the motors being mounted down here, they're actually mounted on top. And as a result, the whole robot is a lot lower to the ground. And another great thing about this method is that when you're making the robot, you don't have to flip it over to put the motors on, which for people like me who have dyslexia is really cool, because otherwise it's very easy to get lost between left and right, which is a real pain. The other thing is that because the motors are higher and the body weight is lower, the center of gravity of the whole robot is a lot lower, which basically makes it more stable. And it looks really cool. It just looks really, really cool. Okay, so let's see what we need. Okay, what you need is a fully charged JackBord, a left and right drive motor with wheel and the universal motor mount here, a front trolley wheel. Now this is the Big House flat plate from the Jackano set, and this is what we'll use to mount the trolley wheel on the front. 8 M4 bolts, 8 M4 nuts, a spanner of some sort, and an Allen key, obviously an M4 spanner. Okay, so now we're going to put it together. So let's move some of this out the way. So the first thing we'll do is the left wheel, which is going to go on this side because we want port D at the end or the back of the robot. So you take 2 bolts and put them through the last holes at the back here. So these two, so that's the back this way, 1, 2 here. Then you take what's going to be the left wheel and basically put it through so that the 2 bolts go through the first 2 holes on the left wheel. Okay. You don't need to use a washer because the motor's mounting plate itself effectively makes itself a washer. So it protects the JackBord. Just put the nuts on. Now another important thing is when you're tightening the nuts, just make sure that the wheel mount is in line with the JackBord itself, otherwise your robot's not going to drive particularly well. Just tighten it up. Doesn't need to be terribly tight. There we go. And then we do the right hand wheel. And again, exactly the same method. Except this time you have to use your right hand to hold the bolts in place. So take this motor mount. This is going to be the right hand wheel. And we just put 2 nuts on. And notice we haven't had to flip the robot over, which was always a pain because then you'd lose track of where left and right was, and that's annoying. And same thing applies here. Just make sure that the wheel is aligned so that it's exactly straight and parallel with the side of the robot, side of the JackBord. There we go. That's perfect. So that's both our left wheel and our right wheel mounted. So now we're going to do the trolley wheel. And because it has to sit at a lower level, we need a plate to hold it in place. So what we'll do is we'll take 2 bolts and just put them through these 2 holes on the front. And again, notice how I'm using the 2nd, 4th bolt. And that's because I want them to go through these 2 round holes, which just makes the alignment better. And put the nuts on. Oops. Bingo. And again, just make sure it's straight. And then last, but definitely not least, we'll put the front trolley wheel on. Now the easiest way to do this is you take the trolley wheel and just put a bolt through 2 holes on the side. And then use your finger to hold them in place. And then just insert them into the front of the house plate like this, into the top of the house plate. And a couple of nuts. And then there you are. So that's everything bolted in place. So we've got the left wheel, right wheel, front trolley wheel. And notice that the front trolley wheel has plenty of room to spin. It's not going to hit the front of the robot, which is important. And then the last thing is you take the left motor cable with the red wire facing this way so it matches up with the red there, and just plug it in. And then likewise with the right hand one, make sure that the red is on that side, and we plug it in. And there you have the completed lowrider robot. Right, here are some pictures that you can use to check your construction and make sure that everything's going the way it should. So this shows the finished robot. This is a view from the back, so you can see the left wheel, the right wheel, and how they're connected. This is showing the left wheel, and this is showing the right wheel. And likewise, this is the front trolley wheel with the house plate holding it onto the jackboard. And pay particular attention to where the two bolts are on the port B side of the jackboard up at the top. We need them in the round holes, not the oval holes. And again, here's another shot of the trolley wheel. For more information, go to jb.works.